This is gonna blow your mind. Welcome to today's video. If you're a fan of horror, if the shadows whisper secrets to you, you're in the right place. We're diving deep into the heart of darkness, taking you on a journey through three of the most terrifying true stories that happened right here in America. Real-life tales, steeped in dread and whispered in hushed tones that will make you think twice before going to bed tonight. Let's get started, if you dare. The woods hold their breath. They whisper with unseen things, ancient evils lurking beneath the trees. Our story takes us to Burkittsville, Maryland, a town draped in shadows, haunted by a legend that refuses to die, the Blair Witch. Picture this, 1785, a time of suspicion and fear. A woman named Ellie Kedward is accused of the dark art of witchcraft. Branded a pariah, she's banished into the unforgiving grip of winter, cast into the woods with nothing but the clothes on her back and the whispers of her supposed crimes following her. She's never seen again. But her story, oh, her story doesn't end there. It festers in the darkness, taking root in the soil. Years pass, and a string of chilling incidents begins to plague the town. Children, their laughter silenced, vanish without a trace. Then, in 1940, the unspeakable happens. 7 innocent souls disappear into the woods, only to be found later, their small bodies bearing the horrific marks of a cruelty beyond comprehension. The townsfolk whisper the name that chills them to the bone, the Blair Witch. Her curse, they say, lingers in the air, a palpable presence. This story, soaked in dread and whispered around campfires, would later inspire the iconic horror movie, The Blair Witch Project. But the line between fiction and reality blurs in Burkittsville. Many, their belief unshaken, claim the curse is all too real, that the woods still echo with the tormented whispers of Ellie Kedward and the evil she commands. Imagine walking through those woods, the sunlight struggling to penetrate the dense canopy. Every snapping twig, every rustle of leaves sends a shiver down your spine. Is it the wind? Or is it the chilling laughter of a vengeful spirit? The legend of the Blair Witch serves as a chilling reminder that some places hold a darkness that even the brightest light cannot penetrate. Think about that the next time you find yourself alone in the woods, the silence pressing in around you. Are you truly alone, or is something else out there, watching you from the shadows? Childhood. It should be a time of innocence, of laughter echoing in sunlit hallways. But in the heartland of America, in Atchison, Kansas, stands a house that became a prison of fear for one young soul. The year is 1906. A doctor, Charles Finney, is summoned to a house where a young girl named Sally lies writhing in agony. Her screams tear at his heart, but he believes he knows the culprit: appendicitis. An emergency surgery is prepared, a race against time to save the young girl. But fate, it seems, has other plans. Sally dies on the operating table, her cries silenced forever, or so they thought. Years pass, and the house, once filled with the promise of life, becomes a breeding ground for terror. Families move in, drawn to its quaint facade, unaware of the darkness lurking beneath. Strange occurrences begin, subtle at first, like whispers in the dead of night. Footsteps echo in empty hallways, objects move as if guided by unseen hands. Lights flicker and die, plunging the house into an unsettling darkness, but it's the children who bear the brunt of Sally's torment. They speak of a young girl, her eyes filled with a sadness beyond her years, who wanders the halls, her laughter a chilling melody that sends shivers down their spines. Blankets are ripped from sleeping forms. Dishes shatter against the walls as if propelled by an unseen rage. The families, driven to the brink by fear, flee the house, their dreams of a happy home shattered. Today the house stands as a macabre monument to Sally's suffering, known only as the Sally House. It's a place where the veil between our world and the next seems tissue thin, where the echoes of a child's pain reverberate through the halls. Some say Sally's spirit is trapped, forever tethered to the house where she met her tragic end. Others believe she's seeking revenge, her anger fueled by the injustice of her short life. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. The Sally House stands as a chilling reminder that some wounds, even death, cannot heal. Chapter 3. The Georgetown incident when evil knocked twice. The nation's capital, a place of power, of history, of stately buildings bathed in the glow of democracy. But beneath the veneer of civilization, darkness festers. In 1949, Georgetown, Washington, D.C. would become the battleground for a terrifying clash between the mundane and the demonic. 14-year-old Robbie Mannheim becomes the unwilling conduit for something ancient, something evil. It starts subtly, objects moving on their own, unsettling noises emanating from the walls, a feeling of being watched, of being hunted within the supposed safety of his own home. But soon the phenomena escalate, becoming impossible to ignore, impossible to rationalize. Desperate, Robbie's family calls upon a Catholic priest, a man of God, to combat the forces they cannot comprehend. What follows is the stuff of nightmares. The priest, armed with holy water and prayers, confronts the entity that has taken root in Robbie's soul. The air crackles with unseen energy. The boy's body contorts in ways that defy the natural order. His voice, no longer his own, rasps words in a guttural Latin, a language he'd never learned. Each attempt to exorcise the demon is met with violent resistance, with ear-splitting screams that seem to claw at the very fabric of reality. The story of Robbie Mannheim, shrouded in secrecy and whispered in hushed tones, would go on to inspire one of the most iconic horror films ever made, The Exorcist. But while the film terrified audiences worldwide, it's the chilling truth behind the fiction that truly unsettles. The priest who performed the exorcism, a man who had dedicated his life to God, maintained until his dying day that what he witnessed in that Georgetown house was real, that the demon that possessed Robbie Mannheim was a malevolent force unlike anything he'd ever encountered. The Georgetown incident serves as a stark reminder that evil can lurk in the most unexpected of places, that even in the heart of our nation's capital, darkness can find a foothold, and sometimes the things that go bump in the night are all too real. Sleep now if you can. These were three of the most terrifying true stories that happened in America, tales that have seeped into the very fabric of our nation, stories that send shivers down our spines and make us question the darkness that might lurk just beyond our sight. Stories that left a chilling mark in the country's history and became a part of its spooky folklore. But there are countless others, whispered in hushed tones around campfires and in darkened bedrooms, tales that remind us that sometimes reality can be far more terrifying than anything our imaginations can conjure. If you enjoyed this descent into darkness, don't forget to like and subscribe for more terrifying tales. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. If you can sleep tonight.